we're going to do this first. I muted myself, Stu. Good evening, everyone. Wait.
Are you still muted?
No, I'm not muted now. Even if you... There's the first cock of the evening. Hi, everyone. Welcome to FlatCap's Fridays. As you can see, I've already said this, joined by the wonderful Stu from Vape Smarter, an actual guest.
Oh, hello again.
Hello again. How you doing?
It's slightly warm.
It is a bit.
Yeah, touch a little bit warm there, you know.
You're not sweating like me, though.
No.
I'm actually sweating.
You've got a hat on.
That's probably a bad idea, but if I take it off, you're just going to see a wet head. I think by the end of the show, I'm going to have one of them fat man sweats round there.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Need to turn Stu's mic up a bit. He's very quiet. Okay, we can do that. Hopefully that's better. Thanks, Bunny. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Yes, we do have Stu from Vape Smarter. We are going to get into some things to do with Vape Smarter and everything Stu does and all the skills he has and all that kind of stuff very soon. But along with that, there's some other things. We're going to do not news. News is being substituted for Vape Smarter, which I think is a lot better than just crappy old boring news about disposables. And after that, a bit later on, we've got some new stuff, some tech that's coming out in the vape world, so we're going to look at that as well. Obviously, there's a race. This week is wonderfully sponsored by Shy Tots, which is fantastic. I've got a bottle of Shy Tots here. Paradox, there you go. Have you tried Shy Tots stuff, Stu?
No.
Jane? I'm joking, Jane. We love Jane. We love Jane from Shy Tots. There you go. Jane, I'm going to talk to you and we're going to sort Stu out with some stuff because he deserves it. So yeah, we've got some tech. Then we've got the race from Shy Tots, fantastic. And that will pretty much be an hour gone before you know it. Just like that.
Can everybody actually hear me now, or am I still a bit quiet?
I'm hoping you're okay.
It's nothing coming through yet.
I'm worried about a bit of reverb issues, but I think it'll be all right. I think we're okay. Well, better.
Reverb.
Bill says we're better. Chris says we're better.
Better.
That's what I want. Good. Lovely. Well, we're gonna have to say safety to everyone in chat, but let's do a very small, short buffet. I'm not a big fan of buffets. I don't know about you, but I'm not really that interested. But some people like to know what we're vaping on. So, what are you vaping on, Stu?
Hang on, I'm gonna have a look. I'm vaping on a vanilla bean ice cream juice. I like custard.
Oh, you do?
Vanilla. Yes, I do. I mean, very much so. So, oh look, that is a fancy mod.
It's my baby.
Yeah. So just normal stuff. So get through, get tent stuff, and use it. But I'm normally like custards and stuff like that. So I like that. But vanilla is more like my go-to. So So I'm not into. I don't like tobaccos or anything like that.
Well, even like if they did a vanilla custard tobacco.
No, won't touch it. No.
Yeah.
No.
Fruits a thing?
Some Mother's Milk or Aurora. What was the other one? What's the other one I got here? Aurora, that kind of thing. So those two basically. So and just get them, vape them. That's it. About 3 milligrams, 6 milligrams.
Direct lung, not much mouth to lung or boros, anything like that on the go.
No. Only when I make them. Strictly just no.
No. Fair enough. I'm similar. Then. I'm like that.
I think once you get into something, once you get dead, once you just it's a run of the mill thing. So you do that. Sometimes you change and try different things. But once you've got something that suits, you just carry on. So I just carry on. I just haven't physically got the time to actually experiment and do different things.
Yeah.
So it's that kind, you know, it's that situation.
So what is it, rebuildables or just sub-ohm tanks? And
I've got rippers, so I've got a big, large.
he's got a big, large black thing in his hands.
That's Valhalla. And
Nice.
various tanks. My go-to tank is a Rabbit, which is on the top of this one here. So that's the one I use all the time. The trouble is, I find that for me, as a rule, with tanks especially, if they're in the workshop, I have a tendency to knock them over and drop them all the time.
Have you had like
So
Aegis mods, Geek Vape Aegis mods? You had any of them harder wearing ones, or?
I've had them in the past, and I kind of use them. I've tried some tanks in the past, but the tanks I hate the most are the ones that no matter what you do to them, especially the be all and end or leaking, sends me crazy.
Yeah.
So
it shouldn't be a thing, should it? In 2023, leaking shouldn't be an issue anymore. Do you know what I mean? They've had enough. You know, how is leaking still a problem?
No, they should have. A majority of the tanks now, I find that they don't. You know, they're pretty good. They don't leak. Boros.
Yeah, they do.
Just,
they do. And I'm not. Everyone's going to point at my wicking and say it's not always. Even if I block stuff up with bloody, I don't know, a whole pack of cotton, boros and things like that, still, yeah, sometimes just leak.
And people are so wild on them. And they leak like sieves. They leak like a sieve. They just go everywhere.
Yeah.
So I've got about 3 billet boxes, and they just I don't, one of them I never even used. I just used it for door sizes and stuff like that. And the other one, when I put a tank in it, it just leaked like a sieve.
Oh really? Oh dear. Yeah, stick to what you know. I like that. That's good. Well, I am vaping on something a little bit special. I've got the Bulk RTA, which is still one of my favourite RTAs of all time. And it goes beautifully on Major. This is Major's, folks. I'm sure you've seen this a million times. This is one that Stu made for me, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. It sits on a little side here. I'll be honest with you, mate, I don't use it a great deal, especially when I'm out and about. It never goes out. But a wonderful piece of gear. And yeah, and like you already mentioned, I have my pipe here. It's also made by Stu. But I did have the...
Stem's on the wrong way round.
I had the stem on the wrong way round. I'm not actually vaping on it because I've got a leaky tank. Funnily enough, which I have wicked wrong. I'll put my hands up. That is wicked terribly, and it leaks and all sorts. So yeah, I'm not actually vaping on that. It's purely a display purpose thing for tonight. These are just 2 of the things that Stu can do. If you don't know about Vape Smarter, go on Facebook first of all and go on the Vape Smarter group. Join up, and Stu is always putting pictures up of his newest mods. I've got some images I'm going to show you guys as well about Stu's mods, and the stuff he gets up to is absolutely pieces of art, Stu, and you should be very proud of yourself. As bashful as you are, Stu. I know a lot of people, and there's a lot of people in chat. Sean, I think there's a few people I've seen names. I know they've got your mods, so I'm sure they've got things to say. But before we do that, everyone loves to see Shrek dancing and the dancing safeties and all that kind of stuff, and we say hello to everyone. So we need to do that, and then we're just gonna get right into these questions because I can't wait to see your answers. Right, bumper time.
So the first thing we do on FlatCap Fridays is safety everybody in chat. Safe everybody, have a wonderful show.
Oh, I've buggered it up. There we go. No, they like the dancing one. There you go.
Do the FCV safe. Do the FCV safe. Do the FCV safe. Do the FCV.
Unfortunately, my budget extra fits on my I didn't get the X.
Right, I'll very quickly read through people's names in chat then, Stu. Aiden M, safe to you, Aiden M. Andy Carruthers, safe. Andy Wilkinson in the house. Andy Wilkinson is an absolute superstar for many reasons, but one reason, he put a post on the Flat Cave group during the week, actually, asking people questions for you, Stuart, that I'd forgot to do. So thank you, Andy.
I did see that.
He's a superstar. I said this as well. I'm diverting already. Andy Wilkinson and Matt Hardy, they are like, I don't know why. I thought this a few months ago. they're both kind of like similarly natured men, and they should be friends. I don't know why. They just remind me of each other. Each of them remind me of each other. That makes sense. I don't know what it is.
Matt, I know very, very well. Andy, I know. I've spoken to him a few times, but Matt's my admin on the group. So
well,
I know
Andy's
Matt
a bit
very
dodgy.
well.
Andy's a bit dodgy.
Just a touch. You know.
Carrying on. Ben M. Oh, sorry, Stu. Sorry, mate.
Go on, you keep going.
Ben M. Safe, how you doing? Bill Richards. Billy Lee Rice. Safe, Billy Lee. Cicero's in the house. How you doing, Cicero? Craig D's in. Hi, Craig. Darcy Phillips. Safe, Darcy. Dion. 78, how you doing? Double safe for Faxi. Hope you're doing well, mate. Gemma's in the house. Hope the kids went to bed well, Gem. Sorry I had to leave you. Hack 400. How you doing, Hack? Hey, Herb's in here. Hi, Herb. How you doing, mate? See, where's Herb?
Yes. Herb's there as well. He is definitely. What can I say? I think I have spoken to Herb quite a few times over the last few days. He is my brother from another mother.
What Herb should do his hellos at the start of his streams and not at the end. Because he don't welcome anyone in. He just talks and he rambles, and then at the end he says hello, and everyone's gone by then. Anyway, carrying on. It's me, Jackie. How you doing, Jackie? John Vainbrook, how you doing? Caitlin, how you doing, Caitlin? Legio X and Lizio X are both in the house. How you doing, guys? Which you shared a stand with at Expo, which is cool. Talk about Expo in a minute.
Yeah. We're not this in October though.
No,
we've Chris has gone to Expo's a really tricky thing to do. It's a lot more work than what people think. So he's opposite me this time.
Ooh.
So we're going to be where we are. They've changed the sections round, and it's all up in the air. And I've got to do a lot of work there at the moment. So you have a lot of stuff in the background like health and safety and insurance and this and that, and you have to book on with portals, and it's a lot of work.
Just copy Legio X stuff and then just Photoshop it with your name on it or something.
No, he copies me.
I copies you.
Is the problem. Yeah, he copies me all the time. This is the thing, see.
Oh,
so
no.
we see each other in throwing distance. We'll turn up on the same day, and we help each other out and make stuff, make stuff up. But it is a lot of work.
Yeah, I can
it's
imagine.
An awful lot of work.
I just finished this list off. This goes on. It's wonderful. Lisa King, safe Lisa King. Mark H, how you doing, Mark H? Mark Hawes, I'm going to just ramble through it now because I'm too excited to speak to Stu. Mark Hawes, how you doing? Martin Saunders, Metal Vape, Rob, Sean, Rajan, Rob C, SG, Sparks and Flies, Stuart Valentine, Shrek Vape Reviews, Trevor Vanner, Vapor Bunny, Vapor Pasty, Will Shackleton, and WM Video 50. How you doing? And anyone else who's just joined in?
It's the most people you've ever had.
Millions watching at home. No, honestly, there is more people, and noticeably more people watching because I've got a guest, Stu. So, yeah, that's why I invite these high-profile guests on to get more views. Obviously.
Well, this is it.
Right, Stu. Let's get right down to it because you said yourself you don't do a lot of these, and I don't know why.
No.
That's my first thing. Why are you just not interested in the whole casting thing, or? Because sorry, before you say anything, because when you do your little lives on your own Facebook and you're just talking about whatever it is you're talking about, mods you talk about your workshop or whatever you're up to, they're really good. So I don't know why you're not more active.
It's
time.
I don't like. I'm not into the scene. I'm first and foremost, and I don't want to sound disingenuous. I'm a business.
Fair.
So I'm not into the scene. You got to look at it in a different way. If you're making stuff and you're making stuff for people and mods, if I'm doing 2 or 3 streams a week, and then setting up for it, and then you're spending 2 or 3 hours doing that and going, look at me. In that time, I can be making somebody's mod.
Yeah.
And to me, making somebody's mod and the business side of that is more important than me coming on a stream and saying, I'm the best mod maker in the world and look at me. I'm not into that. I'm not into that. I'd rather be proven wrong than go to the trouble of trying to prove myself right. Does that sound bad?
No, that makes sense.
You know, to me, the customer is more important than the showmanship, because the customer is what puts the food on the table.
Oh, 100%, yeah, yeah. And I suppose the other thing maybe is like, I do electrical work all day, and if I come home and my wife wants me to change a light bulb, I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered. I've done it all day. That's the last thing I want to do. So maybe a bit of that as well, perhaps. But I'm sure no one...
There's some of that, but the lives have changed. And I did a post on my group, and I suppose I got into trouble for it because I said it was. I think I probably didn't put it across right, but it's kind of like it's more social than actually talking about products or talking about advocacy or the industry or anything, along those lines. It's more about the products that they use on the night, and they show that for a bit, but it's more about the scene themselves and how that's portrayed.
Yeah.
And that's just not me. That isn't me. So I kind of steer clear of them. I'd rather people see what I make rather than see me going, look at me, I'm fantastic.
Oh no, I 100% agree. Yeah, yeah. No, I think yeah, especially being a business. But I mean, it is rare to see you on a live. So
very rare. I did one earlier this year, and the one I did before that, I did one last year, and I think I might have done one other in 9 years.
Blimey. Well, remember to tell me where to send the check to, because you haven't done that yet.
I definitely will.
Send me the
pay,
details.
well, how do you want to pay? American Express, Visa, MasterCard.
Oh, you accept
Visa wallet, PayPal.
Yeah, PayPal. Oh dear, that's good. Right, I know I told everyone last week that you sent me a message. Actually, no, I did tell everyone. I spoke to the members about it and said that we'd had a bit of chatting about this stream and questions, and you're like, I don't want to be doing this, that, and the other, which is fair enough. But I would really like for people to understand where vapes, the whole thing just began, and kind of, you don't have to go into every crazy detail, but it's entirely up to you. Whatever you wanted to say about kind of the history and how you started, even a bit about your background and how you got into this crazy thing.
There's an awful lot of this. I see this a lot in the industry. Everybody turns around the same thing. They all turn around and said, I started vaping in 2010. Yeah. I took it off his hand when he first made it. And it's kind of like, I started vaping in 2011. I was a secret smoker from my wife. And I bought a E-light. Do you remember the E-lights?
Not really.
So long ago. I bet you some of the people in the chat now would say they remember E-lights.
Yeah.
So I bought a pack of E-lights, and I was secretly smoking it, and I took just probably 50s, could be a little bit more than 50s. And I started smoking when I was 15. So about 2011, I picked up an E-light, and I didn't smoke again.
Just like that?
Pretty much just like that. I really struggled. I'd had everything. I'd had tablets, I'd chewed gum, I did everything, and these stopped overnight. I didn't think anything about them, and then I joined POTV, Planet of the Vapes.
Yeah.
And I did that for, I was there for a couple of years doing, just chatting as a forum once or twice a week, go on there, say hello. And then I started making leather bags and cases for mods. And then somebody said to me, can I make a mod? And I said, yeah, sure, I do a mod. And then I made a mod, and it started from that.
Crikey.
But I also made, before then, I also made an awful lot of furniture. So cabinets and cases and stuff like that. So, I made all those in wood and oak and everything. And then I just started making mods. But before I did that, I converted 2 or 3 cars into mobile vape shops. So I did, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, it's on my group, but you may not have seen that. But
Yeah.
I converted a smart car into an actual shop. So you had shelving in the back, and you could fit it in a 3 meter by 3 meter space.
Oh,
And
brilliant.
so I sold some of them, and then the TPD came along and scuppered that.
Yeah.
And then I just carried on.
Right, just literally just built from there. So obviously you had experience with woodwork and that kind of stuff. But what about like the resin side of thing? Was that just something you've learned then since making mods, or because resin in itself has been quite not a recent thing, but it's become more popular in the last kind of couple of years. Not just in mods, but just in general.
Anybody can do what I do.
Well,
you can.
Well, no, I don't. I disagree.
Of course you can. Anybody can do it.
Well, maybe if I had 20 years woodwork experience and a workshop and that, maybe. But I couldn't even hang a door. You know.
It's all it is about is repetition. You do the same thing again and again and again. When I left school, I was supposed to be starting at my father's company. My father passed away about 3 years now. And he had an engineering company. And when I was very young, I used to go down to the East Factory and start there. And I was supposed to go to university and study engineering and electrical engineering and all that thing, and work with him and take over the company. But I couldn't, even though I loved him as a son, I couldn't get on with him as the person. So I took a job as an apprentice jeweler in the jewellery quarter in Birmingham. And then I got my sitting gills and qualifications and did jewellery for 7-8 years. And that's why you see silver and gold in the mods.
So, yeah.
And then 7-8 years afterwards, I got bored of that and left it and did various other things. But it's all about repetition. So you do the same thing again and again and again.
Yeah.
So you can make a mod easy, but you do the repetition. You do the same thing again and again and again. So when I do a new mod, I'll do half a dozen. But, I think, well, I'll do it like this, do it like that. And then if I don't like it, I'll go in the bin, and then you just change and swap and change. It's not really, really simple, but it's not really, really difficult.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, because you said about you making furniture and fitting out cars and stuff. So I was thinking, obviously, you're used to kind of woodwork on a larger scale. But now you said about the jewellery thing, that ties the two, together, because obviously mods are a lot smaller, much more smaller components. So yeah, and Hope's just said the same. He's figured out,
But but like I say, I mean, this is the thing with people in mod making. Anybody can make a mod, but it's a difficult situation. So Joe goes out and he makes a mod. It takes him 6 months to make the mod, and he's put his heart and soul in it. Am I going to clown this guy? Am I going to say he's made an absolute piece of rubbish and it's hateful? No, because he's put his heart and soul in it. And if he's put his heart and soul in it and everything he's done, and I'm going to say it's fantastic. But the trouble is, when people step up and they start making and selling them and sending them out to some reviewers out there, those reviewers can tear them apart, and it can soul destroy people from making mods.
Yeah.
But if you've been in the industry long enough and you've got the craft of doing stuff, you're going to make bad products, you're going to make good products, but it's learning from it. That's the thing. But that's where you get the difference from mod making and the scene. So you're in the scene and you're a mod maker. Which is first, your customers or the scene? And unfortunately, with some mod makers and some other people, some juice manufacturers, it's the scene. They're in the scene. It doesn't make any difference if it's rubbish. They're in the scene.
They're in the scene, yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair comment. I made a mod. Look, and it works. I haven't got any batteries in it. Fire button.
I actually like that. That's looking good. That's not bad. Now, if you'd put the fire button as the on switch on a rocker.
Well, yeah, but this is, but just like you, Stu, this is version 1. I've got a lot of tweaks to come, But inside is just
like that.
a dual 18650. I'll take it apart, but I can't be bothered. But it does work. It does fire.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's the socket box.
You put that. If you stuck that on something, somebody would actually buy that and say it's fantastic. Probably. And that's fine.
But that's the thing, Stu. If you go back to like the grassroots of vaping, everyone was making mods, and it was all mech mods. We're spoilt now, and a lot of people, with regulated mods, they're all shipped in from China. There's thousands of different options. So the whole craft of making a mod by hand, that's almost a lot. It's getting to the point where it's a lost art because no one can be bothered with it.
No, because that's where you go back to business. So you make a mod, and then you've got to sell it. So you can do various different ways, but there is one big problem if you're going to become a mod maker in the UK. If you earn, say you make a mod and it's 250 quid, you make a mod and you sell one a month. If you earn more than £1,000 per annum in this country, you got to tell the tax man. So, but you've also got to give a warranty, and you've got to pay your way. And that's where a lot of mod makers fell down. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why PayPal hates vaping so much. It's not because of Visa and MasterCard, because I'm Visa and MasterCard accredited. It's the fact that so many people were doing waffles, and PayPal saw so much money going to Nan's account, £1,000 at a click, going to Auntie Jane, and they were doing waffles, and they were earning £500, £800, £900 for a £200 mod, and then they'd waffle it off to their mate.
Right.
So you got the dark side of it.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna sell juice, you're gonna sell mods, just go legit. You'll get caught. What's the point? You pay your way.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not on about if somebody makes them, a mod and they sell it and they make a bit of money and stuff like that, and it's once in a blue moon, that's fine. But if you see them on Facebook, on these private groups, and they're banging them out at 10 and 20 a clip, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a hotbed area.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Well,
controversial. I don't want to be controversial.
No. And the other thing is, obviously, with what you do, and I know everyone in my chat will understand the time and effort it takes, but there are a lot of people who don't have a clue, and they see a dual battery mod that you've made, and it doesn't even compute. And I feel sorry for them that they can't understand that how long it takes that actual craft to create it. It's not a 2-minute job, just in the workshop, bish bash bosh, job done, rolling out hundreds of mods a week kind of thing. And so people don't understand they're paying for your time.
This is the biggest problem that I have is, okay, I went back into the quarter this week, so I had to get some stuff. So I had to get some gold and some silver, and I went to see some people, see some friends, see some everybody in the jewelry quarter. So I've got a lot of history there, and I wanted to get a piece of tooling to make part of making it quicker and simpler. I'm doing it by hand. And I said to him, how much will this cost? And this guy, he's a son of his father, of his grandfather's company. That's how old the company is. And he said, yeah, I can make that for you. It's going to cost you £2,000. Right?
Yeah.
So I could get it made, £2,000. Find a piece of machinery, some tooling, I could do with it. Or I could go to China and get them made in China.
Yeah.
And then just give it all to China. But I'm kind of like, and we were talking at the moment to reduce the cost and see how more simplistic we can make it. But I want to give him the money because we don't make anything in the UK. It all comes from China.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything comes from China. And the problem I've got is if I do order some parts from China, and I've got a couple of suppliers over there, I'll order it on a Tuesday and it's here by Friday.
Yeah.
From Shenzhen.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
So you've got this big problem with industry in this country. But in saying that, though, if I order loads of stuff from China, then everybody says, "Oh, get it made in China." That's great. Get it made in China. Comes in, import duties, VAT, and then you've got, if it's held in customs, you've got, the charges that it's going to be held in there and looked at, and then you've got the shipping, and then there's the delays, and then when you get here, and the courier prices are just tremendous. So you buy, say, 250, 300 quid worth of stuff, and you're going to pay, could be anywhere between 100 to 150, 200 pounds in charges.
Yeah. Plus, I suppose it can be a bit of a risk as well. What if it arrives and it's poor quality, and obviously, you've built
China's, everybody hates dealing with China. China is based on honour. So it's an honour system. If you show them disrespect and do what the British English method is, which is I demand a refund and kick off, they'll shut down. Because you're giving them disrespect. If you say, well, this could have been my fault, they'll bend over backwards for you, and you'll build up a good relationship. But it's a different type of talking to people in China than it is in this country.
Yeah,
it's it's completely different. But you've got the cheap end of the market in China, you've got the middle end of the market in China, then you've got the top end in China as well. But what you do, you end up, and I don't want to do that. I want to try and keep it in the UK.
Yeah. Yeah, which again is getting harder, isn't it? Cost of materials and everything else. The whole cost of living crisis as we're in apparently is, it's.
There's quite a lot of money. The UK industry at the moment is pretty flat, but most of my stuff's going to Europe.
Yeah,
it's going to Europe.
Going Europe. Eastern European.
Yeah.
Eastern Europe.
No, France, Italy, Germany.
Oh, okay.
So it's going over there. But if you make a mod, you've also got to spend time. You make a mod, Facebook group, Instagram, and then all the social media platforms, and you've got to put it on there. Then you've got to do it the same method and all the rest of it. That's
Yeah.
So out of the stuff I make, I probably show about 50%.
Oh right, okay.
You don't see all of it, and some people don't want their mods shown.
I just need to catch up with chat quickly, Stu. Matt Hardy's in briefly, and he says you need to get a haircut. But also, Matt and Andy, Andy, but Matt apparently
are they bitching at each other?
They're chatting, yeah. Andy, Matt. And also, I've got to say, Trevor said, Gaz, he spent 3 days on one of mine. Trevor Vanna?
Yeah.
So 3 days.
That would be a Bora DNA 75C, DNA 100C.
So I have got a little video, just a little display, some of your images from Facebook. I'll put in a link. Before I do that, I do want to ask you about the whole Boro thing, because like everyone else, you've seen a boom in Boro devices, and it's not just billet boxes now. What kind of process did you have to go through to get? Because, like you said, you've always had a couple of billet boxes to measure door sizes and those kind of things. Did you have to kind of start from scratch with Boros, or could you kind of sneak a template?
No.
No, I
bet from scratch.
Yeah.
Started from scratch with Boros. So the Boros were like, so I started from scratch, got a design I liked, had a few different designs, sent a couple out for free. Trevor's tested a couple. Trevor's a go-to tester. He's very good. He's very, very intelligent, very on the ball, knows his stuff. He's had a couple. Matt's had some mods off me in the past. He's tested some as well. Get the feedback, carry on. And then, before then, put a hammer through a lot of them.
I bet. I can well imagine.
If you don't, if somebody asked a question on the thing, how did I make it? How do I come up with a name? What comes first? That was one of the questions.
Do you want to
I think that was Andy.
Well, yeah.
And why are they names? Names give life. And the names can mean loads of different things. It can be a feeling. It can be something that's happening. It can be something related to the person. It can have a double meaning. And the way you work is you picture the completed product in your mind and work backwards from that completed product. So if you can imagine, if you sat there and worked, if you're in electrical work, right? So if you can imagine a room completely done, all wired out, you can work backwards from fixing the last screw in the last socket and working backwards and putting all the wire in it.
Yeah.
Because but that's the same basic principle of working with mods.
Yeah,
so you have a.
Is it not like if you like say if it was like a, I don't know, you run over a chicken or something in the side of the road, but it's still alive, and so you took it home and you tried to nurse it and make it better, but then you gave it a name, and then that's when you fall in love with it and you want it to be your pet forever. It's dangerous.
I disconnect myself from all the mods.
Yeah,
that's why I don't use one on my own. Golden rule.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, they say don't get high on your own supply, but I mean, you don't use your own mods. You don't even. I find it really
narcissistic. I find it really narcissistic. It's real. Look at me. I'd rather somebody else has the pleasure of the mod rather than me going, "This is my mod. It's the best mod." I watched a review and somebody had said that in a review years ago, and they said he sent me his own mod. You wouldn't see one like this again. And I'm like, so that means that all the other mods that he's ever sent out are less than his own. They're rubbish.
No. Well, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll show people this little video thing. It's just images for what you've taken, and this is just proof that what. Well, I think you bang on what you said there, because it's just proof that every device is its own separate work of art. And I know you'd probably disagree or say different, but that is the facts. And I think I'm going to play this now, and everyone can see it. If you don't know about Vape Smart mods, this is just a little. It's only a couple of minutes, so yeah.
Stu, have a look.
If you got the stream up, you'll see it as well.
Ooh.
There we go, folks. There we go. Before we carry on, Stu, there was a couple of things in chat. Andy Wilkins says, we'll get to questions, Stu. We'll do questions. Guys, we're going to be running over. Sorry, Stu. We're going to be running over a bit, but, you know, it is what it is. Andy Wilkinson said, Gaz, would Stu class himself as an artist or a mod maker?
What, to me?
What would you class yourself as?
I wouldn't really say mod maker. I just make stuff.
You're just a maker, man.
I just make loads of different things. It's predominantly for the vaping industry, but I do loads of other different things as well.
But, yeah. Remember, folks, according to Stu, anyone could make them.
Well, of course they can. Anybody can. Anybody can do it. And that's what the industry needs.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody said to me the other day, do I want all my competition to go under? On a business perspective, if I looked at it, yes, of course I do. I want to be top dog. But on a personal note, of course I don't. Because they give me inspiration, because they bring stuff in the industry, and you look at it that way.
Yeah.
And without competition, there's no growth. And without growth, there's no sales. But as a business in this industry is ruthless. And you have to be ruthless. But do I want all, you know, what's left of the mod makers, what, the 4 or 5 that we know each other and we probably all hate each other's guts? Do I want them to go under? No, I don't.
No.
Because at the end of the day, we bounce off each other and they bring something out and I bring something out and it's a competition and you keep doing it. Otherwise, it'll be just me or it'll be just them.
Yeah.
And the industry will be just disposables and China.
Yeah, which is the last thing it already feels that way half the time, you know. So, well, I'm certainly appreciative, and I think a lot of people in chat are as well. There has been a couple of questions to do. Let's rattle through these. First of all, Herb in chat has put, I have a question. Asks you, did he make sure to rub his man meat on my mod before he boxed it up?
I did. I did. We had it in the bed between us, and we were stroking his mod. He loved it. There's loads of other things in the past, so it's like a care package for him. He'll love it. I hope it doesn't blow up.
He will love it. Oh, good. He's happy with that. Andy Wilkinson again. Personally, I would like to know where he draws his inspiration for names and designs. Also, which comes first, the name or the design?
Name.
There you go.
Name.
Ben Martin. He already knew this, but I understand that Stu won't (brackets) hasn't made himself a mod, so that his can't be better than anything. But if you were to be hanging up your tools next week, what's the mod you would make for yourself? Would you, at that point, make a mod?
Probably not. I mean, no, because it would never be perfect. Because you can never make a perfect mod. You can never make perfection. You can never chase perfection because it's unobtainable. There's no such thing. You'll never get there. And I also disconnect from everything I make, which is a throwback to being a jeweler. Because when we started in jewellery, when we passed qualifications and had that, they would put in front of you, you would sign and have a tray of rings that you would either set or finish. So you would have a 2.5, 3 carat solitaire diamond ring in platinum shoulders and the single basket set in, and you'd have to solder this down. And that ring would be, back in the 80s and 90s, £20,000, more money than you would make in 4 years. So you had that in your hand, and if you didn't disconnect from how much it was worth and what it was, you would make a mistake. And I have made mistakes. I smashed the bottom of the sink out once because emerald went down the drain.
Oh dear!
I took a hammer off somebody else's bench, and remember, if you took anything off anybody else's bench, it was a sackable offence.
Right.
And there's a chap called Nigel, and I set the ring. I'd had too much to drink the night before, and I'd set it, and I was cleaning it, and the emerald popped out, and it went down the plug hole. And even though there's filters in there to cap anything, I watched this £10,000 emerald go down the sink. So I leant across, grabbed hold of Nigel's hammer off his bench and smacked the trap and the bottom of the sink out, all the water everywhere, and I picked the emerald up.
Oh, you got it.
And my boss at the time came in and said, and he called everybody master. So it was like, oh, Master Liggins, what are you doing there? How long have you been a jeweler? And I got into so much trouble for that. But
wow, better than 10k on an emerald.
it would have been, you would have had to have paid it back. But this is the thing. So same with a mod, you disconnect from making it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that mod is £100 or £200 or £250 or it's whatever, or £50 or whatever. You just disconnect from it and you make it to the best of your ability. But when you look at it and you don't like it, and I've done it loads of times, if I'm halfway through and I don't like it, I will just put a hammer straight through it and start again.
But
it's not worth.
Someone else might like it. That's So you obviously have a standard.
Nah. And my wife's told me not to swear, but I've got a little notice above my door which says no fit leaves a dot.
Well, yeah, no, I agree. You want to produce the best you can, but so when you say if you're not happy with it, I just bin it. What a couple of examples of what that might be? Is it just the finish, or maybe it's the dimensions?
The finish, the style. I don't like it. I really hate it, and it's kind of like it's not going well. Nah, straight away.
Just get a bad feeling, and that's.
Get a bad feeling. There's a fault in the resin, or there's a fault in it, and I don't like it. That's it.
No, I kind of get that. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. We need to carry on these questions because people are hammering questions at you, Stu, and that's great. I love it.
Go on then.
Martin Saunders. This is a good one. I'm curious what material you would like to use that you haven't yet, if any. Because you still like some of the engraving stuff you've done. It's not a new thing that you've done, but it's kind of. I've noticed you doing it more in the last kind of year or two. So that's something you've added. But yeah, any particular materials you'd be interested in using?
No, I've used pretty well all of them. I've never shown any 9-carat. You've never seen any 9-carat mods. Those have gone abroad and those are very expensive.
Yeah.
Other ones you've seen, I have got one I'm doing at the moment, which is jumbo, which is gold onto silver as a plate. So you have fused gold onto silver. I'm doing that. I'm messing with that at the moment. It's been 30 years since I've last done it, so I'm really rusty. So I'm doing that. When I've got a chance, I'm going to hopefully do that. There isn't anything, really.
Okay.
There isn't anything. I mean, lots of people say they don't like the screws in them, but the screws are there for a purpose, which is serviceability.
Well, they line up with the screws on the DNA board, don't they? That's where the parts are. You can't do much about that. But these are things people wouldn't know. Generally wouldn't know.
I've done them without screws, and I've done quite a few without screws, and I like to put them with screws. But the thing is, at the end of the day, it's what Vaping Bogan said when he did a review of mine. You buy a brand new card, you weld the bonnet up so you can never get to the engine. Exactly the same principle of a mod, and screens fail, boards fail. You send it back to me under warranty, it's replaced, it's repolished, and it's sent back out to you. If it's all glued together and bonded together, then we have that awkward conversation, where you've literally got to crack into it to open it, and no.
Yeah.
Most of the industry standard for mods is 30 days.
Yeah.
If that, for a warranty. The DNA board is 12 months.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's a balance on a business. So you're selling a high-end product, you've got to have a high-end warranty. And things break, things happen. Mods get dropped, they get sent back. And it's kind of that situation where a mod gets smashed or whatever. It's a lot easier to say, I dropped it and broke it, can you fix it? And yeah, no problem.
Well, I'm going to show you quickly. I just thought about this. This is the Ultrona gear. Right, and I got this in 2019. Okay, and it's pretty much not being used, but you can't see it very well on screen. But whatever the lacquer is or whatever it is they put on it, the treatment, that's all peeled off, and the actual stabilized wood has started to go grubby around there. Okay, and similar at the top. Okay, carrying on, and I don't know why I'm doing this. I just felt like 4.2. I love the 4.2. It's one of my favourite mods. But up the top, there's it's hard to explain. It's like a weird pitting or something to the, like whatever they cover it in, this the clear resin, that's peeled off. But something's happened to stabilised wood. Both these mods, and I don't like to toot your trumpet too much to it, but both these mods have been pretty much treated the same as Majors. The same kind of conditions. They've been used rarely, but they've been used. There's still, and I do look after this, but there's still there's nothing's gone wrong with it. Like the board's still fine, the actual finish is still lovely. So yeah, from my perspective and my experience of your mods, it's been absolutely spot on. And these mainstream things I don't use anymore because they peel like a banana.
There's a big thing, and lots of people do it. Lots of they coat it with a CE coating.
Yeah.
This big thing. Yeah, super glue.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it's just annoyed me really because you get these nice.
Just like a super glue.
Yeah.
It's super glue. And that's how it'll peel off.
Yeah.
It's in your hand, and if you've got a sweat on wearing a cap.
Yeah, I'm always sweaty. Actually, I haven't got the big sweaty ring like I thought I would have by now. I've cooled down.
Not yet.
Metal Vape asks, would you still work with DNA 60 boards, or have you decided to stop working with DNA 60 boards because of how many bloody wires you need?
Octopus board.
That's what he's put. Yeah.
I just did a DNA 60 Boro.
Oh, okay. So you're still doing him?
I mean, no, they're just, everybody wants a USB and everybody goes for the DNA 60. But in theory, I mean, okay, then put it this way. Have you got a black and white telly? Why would you have a black and white screen on a board?
Well, yeah.
When you can have a colour screen.
I mean, it's a bit like the DNA 250Cs. They're still micro USB and everything is USB-C now.
This is true because they won't swap to that yet because they've got stock for it, and they probably will swap to USB-C. But the thing is, at the end of the day, the DNA 100C is a USB-C. That's fantastic. But are you going to charge your batteries beyond 2 amps? You're going to 3 amp charge a 21700 battery?
No, I think it's purely just because I've got a load of micro USB.
And they really you should see. If you put a DNA 100C when it's dead and put the battery in it and plug it in, you watch how much power is being pumped into that mod to charge that battery.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can still remember that you can still charge high rate with a micro USB.
You can. It's just the leads themselves are crap. They're just crap.
They will change it, but the thing is, at the end of the day, all my mods go out with a cable anyway.
True.
So
a very nice cable. Are you still doing the braided leather ones?
Yes. Yeah. I got red and brown at the moment, so I swap and change.
Right, we had a question.
Get some pink ones in for you guys.
That would be nice. Yeah, pink would be good. Pugs,
a pink one.
Pugs has asked in chat a few times, bless him, and he also put in the Flat Cave group.
Go on, Pugs.
What's your favourite colour?
Oh. No. For fuck's sake.
He says, what are you drinking?
I'm not.
No, he's not.
I'm not.
And he says, what's your favourite?
No, I could get some tinnies in. Some tinners. 10 tinners in here now.
And he says, what's your favourite sausage?
He's in his bed at the moment. Do you want me to go and get my favourite sausage?
Your favourite sausage, yeah.
Hang on then. Hang on.
And while he's gone, no, I'm not really going to prank him. We haven't done tech. We haven't told anyone any new stuff. There's the pup. And we haven't done a race, but we will do these things, guys. It's going to be an extended show. Hello. If I whistle, would it be really annoying?
No, he don't like you.
Oh.
Does he look shifty? Would you trust him on a night out? No? No?
So there you go, Steam Pugs. There's his favourite sausage.
There's a favourite sausage.
Some of the questions I'm just checking through some of the other questions, and some of them we've kind of answered through chatting. Sam Garnham, what's your favourite holiday destination?
I haven't been on a holiday in 15 years.
15 years. But I mean, I don't want to give away too much, but sometimes you put pictures up of like nearby where you live. It looks beautiful. It's like countryside.
Yeah. Middle of nowhere.
It's lovely. Don't need to go anywhere. And then some dodgy fella called Gaz FlatCap asked some questions that I thought they were funny.
Go on then.
They said, "How do we actually vape smarter?"
You buy a mod, of course.
Yeah, there you go, folks. That's the answer.
What a daft question.
What's it like having wood all day? And then the best one was I asked why aren't penis-shaped mech mods a thing, but then Legio X put up that there was actually a mod called the Rude Pope. It was an 18650, and it's.
Chris has got 3 of them, you know.
Oh, wouldn't surprise me.
Yes.
Will I get banned from YouTube if I put this up?
He sports is at Expo.
There you go. I'll put it up for a second. There you go. Thanks for that, Chris. Legio X.
There's a 5. That's just
handmade to order, each one unique.
Affordable mods.
Oh dear, I think that's all the questions. I would really like to go through some of the new stuff I found, more because I'm interested in your perspective of things, and then we'll do a race for everyone, and then we'll call it night. So we'll roll the tech bumper.
So,
about 5 seconds.
I really want to see the latest tech.
There we go. Right. Firstly, this is just a few little teaser images I saw of the new. Who's excited for the Hell Vape Dead Rabbit Solo RTA?
Why is there an astronaut in front of it?
I don't know who it is. It looks like they're peeing on it.
Yeah, an astronaut. It's an astronaut.
Yeah, it's an astronaut having a wee on.
Why?
Because the new Dead Rabbit Solo RTA is from outer space.
Really?
Yeah.
I might be interested in that actually. Because I do like dead rabbits.
Well, you got the Fat Rabbit RTA? Is that what you're using? Is it with a double airflow at the bottom, and then a tank on top? No. Okay.
No, it's got airflow at the top. It's I don't know without looking at the box.
No, that's all right. It's one of the rabbits.
It is. It is a rabbit.
Next one. Shout out to Ben M for spotting this. Something coming from Vapors Cloud to do with the Hammer of God 400. This is all I've got. So
that's going to be a what? So that's going to be a DNA 250C, I bet you.
Yeah.
400.
Would that be a light pack then?
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Well, you're never going to vape at 400 watts. I mean, I make them. I make quads, and they are huge.
Was that what Herbs is?
Herbs is a switch mech.
Oh, switched mech.
Yeah, so it's a click-up mech, so it is very, very powerful.
Wow.
But it depends. I have this a lot. People I have this conversation over and over again. They buy a DNA 250C. They want a DNA 250C because our mate's got a DNA 250C. It's the thing they've got to buy, and they want a twin or a triple or a quad and all the rest of it. What's your vape at? 19 watts. Why do you want a triple?
Yeah.
Why do you want a double? Why do you want one? Because my mate says I need to get one. Well, you're not got what you're going to put on it. I'm going to put a clearomizer on it. No, this is not gonna. No, it's not gonna happen.
But it's nice just to have it. You know, if you ever need it, it's there. See, I've got a Steam Crave Titan 4 battery mod. I got it really cheap, but I agree. I didn't need a big mod. Why did I need a 4 battery mod for? Like you say, never going to use it, but I still wanted one. It's just crazy.
Review said, I don't rate a 250C. To be honest, 150 will survive.
Yeah, Andy Wilkinson, he never goes past 150.
They'll go up to 200, 200 watts. The difference with all the DNA boards is that it's the amount of ramp up time. So they'll ramp up. So they'll literally take all the power of the batteries and ramp up for a microsecond, because it's a series design. They're very, very, very powerful boards inside. Even the DNA 60, it'll ramp right up in power. So it depends what, but you buy a 250C 21700 twin and you stick a single coil mouth to lung tank on it. It's what you screw on the top.
Oh yeah,
that's 100%. What makes it.
Yeah, it's the build. 60 watt guy. This is one of Vape Smarter's mods. This is Majus that I've had for a couple of years now. Actually, it's a dual 18650. Has it been 4 years?
It's about 4 years, I think.
It's got a DNA 200 in it. Yeah, it's wonderful.
100 watts.
It was
crazy, man.
It was a surprise gift as well. You're very naughty. Damn Vape Nitrous Zao Boro. This Boro is also it's the AIO, but it's compatible with Boro billet boxes. Boro tanks, dot tanks, the dot AIO tanks, and apparently it can be in a mod mode as well. I don't know how that works, but apparently so. It's 18650. I think it's up to 80 watts. Yeah, they've got another colour one here. If you want to see a different colour, there goes, nice kind of bluey and pink.
Ooh.
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 Yeah.
They got the top cap on that. Looks like it's the older Spire one. It looks like it's the.
It does look like
from the mix.
The mix,
looks like a mix. Yeah. We must have had a load. That's going to be a 0.5 pitch thread.
Oh, here we go.
18650. Yeah.
Nice. Is that an ISO thread? Is that like an ISO standard?
Not really. Bit fine.
Yeah.
Bit fine. So it could be bigger. Could be 0.75 pitch, which is easier to use. To have a generic board in it.
Craig's just said he got an adapter to give you a 510 apparently. So yeah, it can be used as a mod as well.
Yeah.
And I think you get one which comes with a rebuildable, which is £100, or one without, and the mod itself is about 70 quid or something. Which seems a lot for what it looks like. I might be wrong, but it looks like a plasticky mod to me. I can never tell with these. Well, I guess not. They probably are like Ali or something, but £100.
Possibly.
100 quid.
Ouch.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I caught this one earlier from Vaporesso. It doesn't tell you a lot. Something's coming to me from Vaporesso. It looks like a new tank with some cool little design around it, and an American football player comes free of charge.
Oh, he looks kind of stern.
Serious.
Kind of stern, that
He's
guy.
a serious vapor. And last but not least, this is so the
Oh, Jesus.
Lost Vape Centaurus M200. I've got one. It's a fantastic mod for what it is. Then
Why?
They've brought out a couple of new editions, including this one.
Awful.
Which is a
deadly.
Yeah.
Absolutely deadly. Wait for the press to get hold of that.
Yeah, exactly. Unnecessary.
Who's it aimed at? Who is it aimed at? Why would you do it? It's even got Vaping 101. It's even in the same type of text as a Nintendo.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Why? What? I mean, that's just. Oh, Jesus Christ. If we haven't got enough hassle as it is at the moment, I can just see that on the front page of the Sun.
Ben M said it's a sticker.
Hey, can you just see that? My son got hooked on a vape that looks like a Game Boy.
Game Boy, yeah.
He's on 60 a day now. Oh, come on.
Do you know, the sad thing is about it, obviously Game Boys are obviously a retro device from many years ago. But they obviously still get linked with kid stuff, so it's instantly like, oh, why do that? It's just stupid.
Why don't we could have had it in little Timmy's hand.
Yeah.
Now Timmy's a grown-up. It'd look fantastic. It'd be brilliant. Advertising fail.
Yeah. And that is the end of all the wonderful things I found this week. There's not much, as always. But that's a whole nother story. Guys, I'm a gamer and I'll be embarrassed to vape that. Yeah, I'm not being funny, right? If I was rolling around in that, I would feel silly because It does just look like a Game Boy, and why would I want... Yeah, anyway. We really need to do this race. It's 10:10, and we've got to do this race for Shy Tots. So, I hope this bloody works.
Go on.
Wait a second. We should be able to smoothly transition. Oh, there we go. I'm going to make us a bit smaller. So, folks, I asked... And I'll rattle through this very quickly, Stu. I asked the wonderful members of the Flat Cave group on Facebook... asked them to give you a good name for your next mod. Okay, and this is their race entry. Okay, and so we had. I'm sorry, I'm not going to tell you names. I'm just going to read off the ideas. We've got the Archangel, Rekion, the multicolored Woody, Draco, Diablo. Someone put FlatCap. The Smarter Farter Raptor.
That's amazing.
The JJ.
Who's JJ?
The JJ, said Graham. The Lyra mod. Ben M, I thought this was a good one. Achilles. After the Greek god of fog.
I thought he got sliced in his heel.
The Shadow. Fog Machine. The Smarter mod. Athena. Stu Martyr. Ragnarok or Lucifer mod. Skylos, Syntrophos, Diabolique. There's loads.
They've gone wild, haven't they?
Joe Headley's the best one. The Joe. Oh, Ben said I pronounced Achilles wrong. Achilles. I said it's Achilles. I don't know. Kraken. Moddy the Moddy McMod face.
I have done one similar to that. I have actually done one similar to that. As a piss take, I have actually done one similar to that.
Moddy McMod face. Dave said Legion X. A squonker called the Gusher. Anima. Sean Garb said anima, which is a Latin word for soul.
You're not selling them me so far. It's kind of like, you know.
We've got a few more. The Reaper. I don't know how to pronounce this, but Philip put Eldur, Eldur, which is Icelandic for fire.
I might have done that.
The Phantom or the Phantom Andromeda. Ashoka.
Achilles equal. Hang on, Shrek Bait Reviews just googled it. Achilles, not Ahmed.
I know it's not Ahmed, Shrek. I was having a laugh. Komori says Jackie, Japanese word for cloudy. Calor and Graham Tilley said Bert. Oh, there's bloody more. I just scrolled down. Oh,
keep going.
Drizzy, Drizzle, Dumber Gear. What? Wait a sec. Using a thesaurus for I don't know. Kermit. Oh, frogs. Frogs is a thing with you, isn't it, Stu? Toads.
Not frogs.
Not frogs.
Toads.
Andy, unlucky.
No.
Dobby Ostentatious.
Ostentatious.
Oh yeah, of course. And then Andy said Gaz, or is that too much? Probably wouldn't sell and get left in the shelf gathering dust for eternity. And then there was a bit of trolling about that.
I did say that. No, it wouldn't sell Gaz, sorry.
No, it wouldn't. I'll tell you that. Interceptor, there's a Bob one there. Smock, says Craig Chambers. Reflex, the Giant, Mojo, Barbarian, the Paw, the Boulder Dash, the One, Perro Grande, which is a 3x18650. Alice and Alfie Lemon. Nice one, Bob Gutton. The Smarter Stew, the T1000. Osiris, Modded Majesty, the Hammer, the Rocket. There's loads. The Grange, the Orville, Amazing, Fulmination. Landfill. Landfill? Bloody hell. Landfill? Kev Stewart with Landfill. Ouch. Modosaurus Rex, I like it, Connor. Voodoo and the Smart Casual, and that is the list. That's the list, isn't it? See, look, my lot, amazing.
Boom.
They're all fantastic names.
Fantastic.
Right. So anyway, moving on to the race. Sorry, Stuart. Shy Tots. Shy Tots are the wonderful sponsor this week. And if I know Shy Tots, they're always really wonderful. Whoever the winner is, Probably get in touch with them, or the Shy Tots will get in touch with you and select a few nice, lovely bottles. And if you don't win, unlucky. Before I forget, actually, Ollie Maguire, just send some love out to Ollie and his missus. Ollie's wife, Amy's currently in hospital, so just send him some love to them. They are in the race, but just send him some love. Hope everything's all right. And also Jack H, who said if he wins, pivots to 26th place. I don't know how I remembered these things. Jane's on her holiday. She's on her jollies. Okay, cool. That's all right. Anyway, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everyone. Let's go. Oh, what are you loading for? Come on, let's go.
Ready?
It's the dogs.
Oh, he's got little dogs as well. Oh.
Did I remember Faxi? I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know why I did 2 minutes. It's a long old race. Yeah, we're not allowed music. Good shout, Shrek. Every time I let the music play, I get copyright strikes.
It's a long race.
Yeah.
Those dogs are really running.
They're not. They're just kind of... The background's moving. That's what's happening.
I can't see me in there at all.
I don't think you're in there, Stu.
Oh.
I think you should just get an auto win anyway.
I'll have to go into the chat now and be all like, you know, hi.
Bearded Viking Customs, how you doing? Woo!
Oh. Kill the music, copyright time, turn the music off. The music hurts my head. Bloody hell, I'm currently looking after a dog, little bugger he is. Animal cruelty, Hayden.
Sean says if you win, Piff to Jack. Wow, this is getting a... If I win, Piff to Stu. Oh, Lizzie.
Ah, isn't that nice?
Isn't she nice?
Yeah, you're not going to win.
30 seconds left and it's looking tight at the minute, but Sean looks like he's near the front. Aiden's up there. Greg Beggy.
Nah, Win Stanley.
Paul Winstanley.
Paul's doing well. Paul's doing well. That white dog's doing quite well.
Oh, here's the shift.
Oh, it's moving.
Here we go. Greg Beggy's and Steve Nichols up front. 10 seconds to go.
There's going to be somebody from the outside. Somebody from the outside.
Here comes Manoj Mahi.
No, so it's not running out of steam. Running out of steam.
Oh!
Oh!
And last minute.
Last
minute rush there by Ray Durkin. I'm not sure if Ray's in chat actually. I can't remember if I've seen him, but if you are Ray, please give a shout on Facebook, Instagram, flatcapvapor@gmail.com, and I'll send you details on to Shy Tots. Congratulations. Woo! Back to us.
I will think of all about those names intently after the show.
There we go. Well done, Ray. Everyone likes to know who came in what place. I always forget. Ollie Maguire. Oh, Ollie was second, bless him, and his missus in the hospital. Oh, that's horrible. I'll have to show everyone. Look, sorry, Ollie. Yeah, Ray, send me a message. Paul, your dog was third. Paul. Cicero is beaten Stuart. I can't remember if I did Faxi, you know. I've done it in such a rush this evening.
I can tell.
But I did do everyone's surnames with capital letters.
Where's Herb?
Oh no, Herb ain't in my flat cave group, is he?
He hasn't won anything. Oh, he's going to be so... I can just see commentary coming on, you know.
Well, he's got to be a bloody active member of my flat cave group if he wants to be entering the race. Do you know what I mean? He's a busy man. Who else is there? I think that was it. Oh, no, Stuart. Yeah, Cicero won. Cicero beat Stuart Valentine. Anyway, massive shout out. Thanks to Shy Tots. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Shrek beat Faxi because Faxi wasn't in the race, Ben. Sorry, Faxi. I always forget Faxi. Damn it. I don't know where everyone else is. Right, we need to wrap this up because, yeah.
You've run over, guys.
I've run over and I'm eating into members' time. So... I don't know where to start with you, Stu. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for spending an hour, over an hour of your time. I certainly appreciate you. I really like the stuff that I see on the Facebook group. Very much appreciating mods. There's always the old thing about, why spend that much on a mod? And I have to hold my hands up and partially agree with those people. But now, because I have one, it's a bit of a different perspective where I can kind of understand and appreciate it and go, yeah, but this is what you get. And I know there's people in chat that are the same. But yeah, no, I really appreciate you coming on, and I hope you continuing. I hope you got no plans to give this up and keep cracking on and doing your thing.
No. I've worked it on the basis that every mod that I make is the last mod.
Wow.
That's the industry we're in. It's under attack. It's
Yeah.
So, if you go down the realms of talking about disposables, that's a whole different ethos. And should we ban them? Should we not ban them? And everybody's saying ban them. I think be careful what you wish for.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But hopefully, I hope for your sake and for other mod makers and for the whole kind of that section of the vape world, I hope things continue, or if not, at least get better. So fingers crossed for that one. Thank you to all you wonderful people in chat. Really appreciate you coming in, and the millions of questions and all the activity on the FlatCap group as well is brilliant. I don't know if there's anything you want to say, Stu, but we'll wrap it up, I think.
No, that's it. Thank you for everybody, spending time and listening to me talking drivel. They're going now anyway. 48.
Yeah, they're all drifting off now. I think Proper Cause is on doing stuff. He's doing his closing down sale, which is very sad. The Proper Cause is closing down. Bearded Viking Custom said hobbyist vaping is coming back. Disposables will die. Keep your heads up. I like the positivity.
That's it. Keep it going.
Right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week. Stu, again, thanks so much for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. I'll see everybody later.
See you then, guys. Oh, Jackie's waiting for her tune. I know what she's waiting for. She waits for the outro. That's her favourite bit. Here we go. I have to play the outro for at least 2 minutes. Otherwise, Jackie gets upset.
Oh, God.
Oh, I owe you extra now, don't I, Stu?
Say, do what? Owe me what?
I owe you extra. We've got an overtime.
That's £1 a minute.
Yeah. That's cheap, that's right.
That's cheap.
I'll let this roll for a minute. Yeah, it's basically that whole music, but it's been ramped up with some like jungle dance music. And Jackie loves it. Bye everyone.